Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pocket Dragon Pub. I am one of your resident nerd on wheels, and I am so excited to be game master for tonight. Tonight we are playing Vaesen and telling the story of the Bennett curse. I'm excited to tell a fantastic story with this incredible table. Let's find out more about our storytellers. So I'm going to start us off with throwing it over to Lewis.
Hi, that's me. I'm Lewis Wolf, pronouns he, him. I'll be playing Delilah Hall, renowned detective. Your problems are her paycheck, pronoun she, her. And I will popcorn it over to Austin.
Right. Hey guys, I'm Austin, the diabetic DM, pronouns he, they. I am going to be playing Finn Whitty, a writer and deeply haunted person who kind of thinks that he's a monster. And I'm going to popcorn it over to Danny.
Hey, everybody. I am Danny, he, him, Danny R. Mendoza, all over the internet. And I'm playing Father Varela Segundo, SJ, he, they, who is a priest. And I'm going to pop it over to Ran.
Hi, my name is Ran. I use she, her pronouns. I will be playing Celadona Lacerquila. She is a witch and she knows she's a monster.
Excellent.
Before we get into everything, this is Femme month, and we are super excited to be supporting a wide variety of charities. For tonight, we are going to be supporting the Autistic Women's Network, also known as the AWN, Autistic Women and Non-Binary Network. They are an organization that helps provide community support resources and resources for autistic women, girls, trans feminine, and trans masculine non-binary people. Basically, marginalized genders and women. They help with resources as far as education to help dispel misinformation and harmful stereotypes to make autism diagnosis is less scary. They also provide community support, community events to get people together that share similar experiences. So if you would like to help us out tonight, we have a donation goal of $200. There are a few ways that you can help us with that. $5 will allow you to heal one of our players' conditions. It's very easy to get conditions in this game, and it makes it so you roll less dice. You can also give players more dice. This is a D6 game, and they have to succeed by getting a 6. It sounds a lot easier than it actually is. So the more dice you have, the better chance there is. With a double checking. $15 is a re-roll. Like I said, it's hard to get a 6, and sometimes you just need double the chances. And of course, with $20, you can help me. And I'm just going to call it Invoke a Nightmare.
No.
We'll find out more of what that means in a little bit. I also wanted to give some content warnings. This is a game that is set in a horror genre, specifically gothic horror. Prepare to see creepy monsters, sometimes misunderstood monsters. You can see this story will have to do with grief, loneliness, classism, government oppression a little bit, and the way curses can be interpreted. We have so many cool stories on the pub. If this is something that doesn't feel very comfortable for you, we suggest taking the night off and come back for the other amazing GMs we have this month. But before we get into everything, I have one question. Would you like to play a game?
I would,
Yeah,
in fact.
absolutely.
That's crazy.
Actually, I got a thing.
Austin! Man!
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Quick shout out. Thank you for the raid, Top Down Tabletop. We're super excited to have you here with us. We just want to give a heads up. This is a horror game. This is meant for mature audiences. This is going to have moments of gothic horror. There are going to be touches on loneliness, grief, how curses develop, as well as government oppression and classism. If this is not something that is comfortable for you as a viewer, we love having you here, but protect your mental health. As we get into it, let's dive into the world of Vaesen. It's a world not unlike our own. This is set in the late 19th century. It's a time of revolution, of industry, new thoughts and creation. Just like our world a little bit, except Vaesen exist, creatures of folklore and mythology. In this world, they're real. The cries of La Llorona, you should definitely run from if you're near a river. And if you hear singing and a violin playing, get away. Don't whistle at night. All of these things, all of these superstitions and folklore have real consequences in this world. And it's up to Thursday's children, people that have the sight to see the unseen, to help with misunderstandings between Vaesen and humans alike. In the setting we're in currently, we are going to dive into the world of Irish folklore, specifically in Ireland. We are going to start off on a dark night. It's stormy. There's a large estate that is just filled with candlelight. Most of the different tenant workers have already gone to their homes. And all that is left in the house is you, our investigators, a maid, and the owners of the house, the Bennetts. Now, you all have done a bit of investigating during the day today. You know that this creature comes at night, that since offending it, the Bennetts have been encountering a horrible, horrible, horrible amount of bad luck. The livestock have become ill. The plants and the crops that are being grown are slowly withering. People aren't able to sleep. Most dreams are not times to figure out your problems and instead are haunting, just circled nightmares. No matter if you wake up, you go back to sleep, it just comes back. The Bennetts are scared, Miss Bennett more than Mr. Bennett. And she reached out to you all. She wasn't heard from the Apollonian Society, the greater society covering the British Isles. They gave her an estimate of 6 months, but she did not have 6 months, and that's where you all came in. You are risking everything. You're standing in the Apollonian Society. This is a job that's off the books. And should the wrong people find out that you went against society protocol, it could cost you your careers in this world. And if anyone remembers the history of Vaesen, those that the society deems unworthy are quickly made to become unbelievable. That's something you guys don't want to happen. And all the more reason why some more of these off the books jobs are happening. There's a divide happening in the society currently. And not everyone likes how it's run. There's information that has been hidden, kept away that could save lives. And that's why you're all here tonight. Each one of you has taken the risk to come out and help this family because that's what it's about. As we dive in further, this is a large estate. There are a variety of different rooms. Where would we find you late evening? It's already dark out. Dinner has been done. Most people would be heading to bed at this point in time, but where do we find our investigators, and who would like to start us off?
I think that Father Segundo would be outside. I think Father Segundo would have found somewhere quiet to walk on or near the property that would have some privacy and would allow him an opportunity to, in a moment of reflective solace, commune with nature and pray as he walks and holds his rosary beads in his hands, collar not on at the moment, in part because this is off the books and is trying to be a little bit less conspicuous, but crossed around his neck and just taking in the space.
As you're walking around and just kind of finding that peace in nature and praying for what you know in your experience, a lot of these jobs look easy on the outside. And as you spend time with it, they can be quite harrowing experiences. Nature, at least right now, is calm. There's definitely storm brewing. There's like a light sprinkling outside.
Hmm.
You notice at the bottom of the driveway, someone is walking up. You see that they have a lit cigarette in their mouth. The glowing ember, the only thing really lighting their face. And it's kind of just out of reach as far as like out of sight. Like you
Mhm.
can't see details, but you just see like a face lit up and a person all in red. There's a strange mist about them. Like the fog is actively hiding away their features. It seems strange.
Yeah. Is this anything that would raise specifically any red flags for Father Segundo? Is there anything that he would recognize or that I could roll about recognizing?
Yes. You know, at least from being able to speak with the Bennetts,
Mhm.
that there has been, at least as Dr. Bennett is concerned, a strange vagabond that keeps
Mhm.
visiting the farm, that keeps visiting the estate.
Interesting.
Shows up, asks for a room and board for the night. Just general mischief maker is how he said it. But there was something strange in the way that Maeve Bennett, his wife, acted. Like she wasn't giving the whole story.
Interesting. How much distance is there between Father Segundo and this mysterious figure?
I would say you're probably like within shouting distance. Like if you were to talk quietly, they wouldn't be able to hear you. It would take a little bit of walking to get up to them, but he's quickly approaching the door.
I think I go to intercept. I do. I go to intercept before they reach the door. I walk toward them and say, "Hail and well met, stranger. Welcome. What are you seeking?"
Uh, as you go forward, the mist that is like obscuring his features begins to lighten once you're within a radius. You see a man with a more elongated face, uh, sharp features, looks to have a smirk just plastered on his face. His eyes are a bright emerald green that almost like you could swear every few seconds they shift into this bright gold, but like it's probably just a trick of the eye.
Sure.
He's wearing all red, a red suit with a red cap, uh, three-piece suit. He looks quite nice looking, not what you would consider a vagabond to look like.
Mm.
And he just kind of gives a grin, like a very sly grin, and says, "Well, good evening to you. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I think you heard from a friend of mine."
Did I?
"Oh yeah, you're gonna be fun to play with."
Uh, I will do my best Can I ask your name?
Certainly. My name is Liam. Nice
Liam.
to meet you. And you're and you see like he instantly spies the cross.
Hmm.
It almost like quizzically.
They holding the rosary in my hands. Around here they call me Padre.
Well, Padre, I appreciate your company, but I don't think I need the counseling that you can offer.
I am also just a person alongside the calling to which I've dedicated my life. Uh, if you'd like to share a meal, I have some food I can prepare and provide to you if you would like.
You know, I'm a bit peckish, and it's been a while since I've had some fun in a kitchen. Huh.
I love that.
Eh,
I am very at home in the kitchen. I've been cooking since I was a child. I would love to prepare some food that we can share with everyone in the community, including yourself, if you are here with us this evening.
well, and you see, like he sizes this up in a way of like the look on his face looks as though there are wheels turning, there are ideas spawning, and he says, "Well, I've got to go make my way up to the house. You can walk with me, though. Might make it a little bit easier to get inside."
Absolutely. I will accompany you and just walk alongside um, this new friend, let's say. Aha. Um, have you been around here long?
You could say that.
Interesting. I myself am new here. I'm originally from the island of Goa. I am here on what some might think of as an extended holiday. I think of as an extension of my mission, not to proselytize, but to make the world more hospitable, to make it so that everyone, wherever I go, feels at home. That's what I hope to bring in whatever humble way I can.
There, for a split second, there's a sneer that goes across his face. You can tell that he does not believe you.
Mm. Used to that, right? So not thrown by it, but clocked it. Uh, you know, honestly, I do find myself still on a growth path with that, as we all are. I, in particular, have to remind myself on occasion that those who have much and use it to hurt others are still capable of redemption and grace. I know that's not uh, something a priest should be offering outright, perhaps, or many people would think that that would not be worth offering. I think it's important that all of us acknowledge that we are imperfect sinners and we have room to be better today than we were yesterday and tomorrow than today.
You can tell he's very intrigued. I'm sure that we'll have a lot.
Of course, I don't mean to keep you. If I don't know if we're near the door or anything.
Yeah, I think you guys have like approached the door, and like at this point, we're going to move on to the next person. So where do we
I
find the next investigator?
I think I will chime in because I think if they walk from the outside towards the door, they would spot someone that's crouched under the thickest of a tree. On hands and knees, there is a thick woolen hat covering a dark copper in the night, and red flame of hair just kind of entirely veiling her face at the moment, but she's wearing this dark green and golden threaded dress that's currently gathering underneath her. But she's paying no mind to how dirty she's making it, and just with one hand pressed into the soil itself and the other hand just sprinkling a little bit of feather, some scattered leaves, and then just occasionally spitting into it with her own spit, and just murmuring and chanting interchangeably sometimes, and just says under her breath, "Root and branch, earth and bone, tell me what fate is set in stone. Root and branch, earth and bone, mother, has this all been you? Show me what you have done." And just kind of repeating to herself. And then occasionally leaning all the way down and just pressing her ear into the earth itself, as though to listen and communicate with nature. That is what Celadonna is doing and is saying. And visually, she truly kind of looks like her name, which translated to English means the flame of the forest.
As you've bent down to listen to the earth, you, in your time and with your lineage, comes with some set of skills.
Mm-hmm.
You can tap in to that, and you just feel pain. This is a place that has been just absolutely aggrieved with pain and loneliness. There is just this constant feeling of reaching out and not able to grasp anything. And in fact, like as you have your ear to the ground, it almost feels like something tries to grab your wrist and pull you down. But you know, it's just kind of how that magic can work, how
Mm-hmm.
the earth doesn't know how to communicate necessarily in the way that we all do. And it just tries to reach out with these emotions to anything that will hear it.
She leans into it almost to try to soothe, almost like stroking a injured bird. Just kind of follow the vein of the earth, trying to just stroke the soil itself and allow herself to be pulled down, not necessarily into itself, but seeking out that connection, and be a source of comfort as much as be someone who is seeking out herself. And I think, as someone who has felt the sense of being uprooted because of the loss that she remembers, she's trying to relate to it. She's trying to understand, as much as gathering information. And she is a little bit worried that, well, she's always worried. Every time there's any Vaesen problem, she thought maybe her mother is coming back with a vengeance. It's never proven right, and she doesn't want it to be right, but every time there is a worry.
It's quite strange. You've been feeling this feeling of loneliness and pain and just reaching out for anything, and for a moment things soothe. There's a sense of calm, and that is when you notice Father Segundo and the man in red approaching towards the door.
Well, kind of straighten up a little bit, twist her neck, since it's being bent down, and she's feeling the effect of it now, and just turn to father. I assume he's the one she is more familiar with out of the two of them walking together over there.
Yep, father would have arrived at the same time that all the investigators did, as well as
Right.
yourself. This is
So
someone that's been described, not necessarily met.
Mm.
So she would straighten up a bit and turn to the father and stand up and Father Segundo, you will notice that Celadonna is wearing no shoes. She's just kind of stepping into the soil with bare feet. But she would just say, Father, good evening. Who is a new friend?
Good evening, Donna. Would you like to introduce yourself, new friend?
Of course. Greetings.
There's a moment of a spark of joy that you see on his face. And he says, Kolkara? Celadonna, you would know that would mean cousin.
Do we share a route from around the bend?
Maybe a few that are a little apart, but same tree. General tree. Not your tree. That doesn't exist anymore. But
Well, how do you know about that?
the world is small.
She kind of subconsciously will reach to her waist where the branch of the rowan tree is hanging there and just make sure it's securely tied. Well, it's always a joy to welcome a Kokara from afar, and by the look of it and by the sound of it, you don't come from afar.
Just a few steps to the left.
Stone throw away.
He gives a nod. You can see there's like genuine kinship, and you swear for a split second there is a look of not necessarily fear, but he has to think twice before fully deciding to just get in the house after seeing you.
Hmm. Do I get any vibes from him that's negative? Because like sensing that kinship, it's a very positive experience and emotion after experiencing what you just have experienced and knowing someone that's quite eerie and not that great. Everything that they're investigating here, but this presence that has instilled her with such joy and kinship. But and in the back of her mind, there's always this hint of suspicion, obviously, with new people, with strangers, with people she has not encountered before. So, is there anything like that with the witch's instinct?
I think this is the perfect time to do our first roll.
Ooh.
To give a little background on Vaesen, this is a d6 dice pool system. You combine your attribute with the skill, and those numbers added together is how many d6s you get to roll. For this check in particular, this is going to be I think this one, it's going to be observation and empathy.
Okay.
So both your observation skill and then your empathy attribute, add those numbers together, and that is how many dice you roll. I also should note, we have $25 donated so far, which means we have a reroll in play, as well as extra die.
I know we're not in combat, and I just want to double check. Is there a way I can provide a help action in this situation?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well,
Basically, you tell me how you are helping, and you can give extra dice. You can give an extra die.
so if I would you say, Rand, that I see Celadonna's something on Celadonna's face trying to suss this out, something that I would recognize as an opportunity to help? So
Yeah.
perfect. So then what I would think that Father Segundo would provide is a bit of discussion and say, we were just having the most interesting conversation, Donna, on the way over here. I just met our new friend, and I have offered the opportunity for them to dine with us if they would be interested. I've let them know that I'm making a meal for the community as we are focused on making a home and a family out of us all here in this place. And
Above
yeah, go ahead.
above table, what is father's signature dish that I
So
would know about?
you know, it's what oftentimes is referred to as peasant cuisine, right? Doesn't stand on ceremony. So it's really about what we have around. I kick a little bit of that over to you, Mary, to let us know, like on this like farmland, what would be most available.
So at least right now, it's a little bit better than it was. We do have access to plenty of potatoes. That's something that grows pretty well here, and is definitely an easy supply. Probably small amounts of meat, cured meats that can last a while. Some fresh veggies as far as time of year goes, but it's very bare bones.
Hmm.
The plight of the Bennetts has been causing a lot of harm to the local farmland, and that's made purchasing or growing your own food very difficult, or even foraging for it.
So a little bit of a mix here, I think, where sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this because I, Danny, don't speak French. But it's hachis parmentier, something in that world. It's
Hmm.
a minced meat mixed with mashed potatoes that is mixed up to be hearty, provide a fair amount of sustenance, a lot of nutrition. You know, I'd probably throw in a little bit of the vegetable that we have available alongside the potato. Around it for people to pick up. If I had anything left over and I'd had the time, would also do a stew with the idea that that stew is just like a big pot for the neighborhood. You know, the biggest pot that the Bennetts have
Hmm.
that I'd be able to use. I kind of try to always, since we got here, you would have noticed I try to always have a stew going, right? So like it never really
Hmm.
finishes. I just add new stuff to it. I throw in what I've got left over and I keep that going.
So yeah, she would just ask you, "Oh, father, are you making your famous ashi parmentier?"
I have already begun some of the preparation. I need to do a little bit of finalizing it. You know, I want to make sure that the temperature is right. Everybody gets to have it at its peak if possible. But yes, yes, that is on the menu for tonight.
Oh, then cousin, you're in for a treat, for sure. That's always my favorite. So attribute wise, I don't see observation. Is that logic or
Empathy is the attribute, and then the
okay.
skill is observation.
Great. I don't have that skill.
That's okay, because
Um
then you can just roll straight empathy, and then you get a +1 die from
mhm.
Father Segundo.
Okay, then I'm going to roll 6d6s. Um I have 2 6s.
Okay, well, one success is all you need.
Great.
As you're looking at the the man in question, the attire is very striking. You've heard of stories of a creature dresses in all red, or at least a classification of
Mhm.
creatures. Um, and you definitely can tell just like from observing, you are dealing with a trickster of some sort.
Mhm. Like a more of a puka or more of a red cap of variety of
Uh, so with two, I'm actually going to give you the specific name. You are
yeah.
dealing with Farderig, which is basically the cousin of the leprechaun, a trickster in his own right, that uh, instead of kind of the uh, different under the leprechaun umbrella, he is a
Mhm.
trickster that preys on hospitality. Uh, Very much, at least in your experience of what you would have heard from your childhood, not to be messed with. That if you offend them, you are cursed. They throw out curses like they're compliments. And You can also know that they do have like mild magic. So like they can put that towards extending a curse. Um, one thing that would be strange to you of like knowing what creature you're dealing with,
Hmm.
you know at least from the general info, these creatures do not stay in one place very long, and that does not match up with what has been going on here.
So she's going to put on a sweet smile and, come go over and then loop an arm around this person. Well, how could I address you, cousin? And then we'll find an opportunity to tell Father Segundo and say, I reckon we need to put out a bit more food than usual, if you don't mind, and drinks too.
I don't mind at all. You have just given me a wonderful gift, friend. I will break out as much food as we have available.
Well, good. I know for a fact that my cousin here has a great, grand appetite.
Oh, that's wonderful news as well. What an auspicious day.
As you all walk in the house, where do we find our next investigator?
I think, don't worry, Austin, I'm gonna loop you into this. Don't
I was planning on it if you didn't.
worry, I'm on that shit. Right, you said that you're a writer?
Yes, I've
Cool.
been.
I am going to talk, and I'm gonna need you to transcribe what I say as I explore the house. Is that fine? Good.
Yeah, yes. They grab like
Just a
this.
yes will do.
Yep. Grab a knapsack, paper, pen. They're going.
Mhm. Delilah is, I think, a very like handsome looking woman. Like she's dressed, it's like very like so like like wearing a vest and like trousers, but it's very like fitted and tailored. Her hair is like a very like kind of messy looking bob, but like still like classy-ish. Um, but like it does look like her makeup is maybe like a day or so old. But couldn't care less. Um, Right. Well, I'm very suspicious of the husband, so I would like to find his study. Write that down. Because I did speak to Mrs. Bennett, and she did, she said that we could sort of explore the ground. So I am going to take that as an open invitation.
The study. It's next to my room. I've been using.
Convenient. Go on.
And I lead us to the study. You look down in my notebook, and there's already like a small map that I've been drawing of the house.
Oh yes, very good.
Yeah. I eventually lead you to the study, and at this point, you see something moving in Finn's bag.
Is that meant to move?
Sorry, just one moment. And they pull out a very, very tiny, very grubby looking white and brown kitten. And they pull out like from like another bag, like another pack that they have, a piece of like fish jerky, and they're just starting to feed it to this kitten, and they're just like, sorry, it's a father's time is always so.
Right. And Delilah's just gonna move past that and go on to explore the study.
As you look in the study, I would say like right when you get to the door, and almost like the most mystery horror moment, there's a huge crash of thunder as the doorbell rings.
Right, well, there's other peers. I'm sure someone will get that.
You don't want me to?
I need a transcriber for my thoughts. It's better when I don't have to do it, and you're right there, so.
You know I'm a travel writer, right?
You can write words, can't you?
Can you?
Yes, but
Sorry, don't worry. I'm getting it all down.
Right, so Delilah is, Delilah was, of course. I think right now, just if anything seems off or like the vibe, sort of just like investigating the study.
Yeah, so as you enter into the study, um, you can tell that where there once was organization, currently there's just chaos. You see papers that are strewn all over the top of the desk in there. The different decanters of some like expensive Irish whiskey is definitely needing refilled. And there is a roaring fire in the fireplace, keeping the place warm. As far as like just things to notice, is there any place you guys are looking in particular? This is a study. It has walls of books. It has the desk, and there's also a little sitting area.
I think for right now, Delilah is interested in the desk, specifically to see like, oh, often desks have secret compartments or, something hidden away.
As you approach the desk, oh wait, sorry, Finn, what are you looking at?
I'm gonna try and look for anything that is as untouched as possible. Something that in all of this, there was care to make sure that something was not damaged.
All right, so I want to start with we'll start with Delilah. As you go over to the desk, I'm not even going to make you roll for it because of the abundance of these papers. There are late notices. There are account notifications of bank notices, debt collectors. It is just strewn all over the top of this desk. All of it under the Bennett's name. Surprisingly, where you see some of the payments made are not written by Dr. Bennett, but it's written by Maeve Bennett.
Interesting. Well, he's not a very organized man, and Delilah looks at the decanters, perhaps not without problems. Most of the person filling the accounts was Mrs. Maeve Bennett.
Maybe the master of the house wasn't good with money.
That much can be seen. Do we know if Mrs. Bennett's family comes from money, or at least has some sort of capital?
Do we know that?
Yes, you would know that while Dr. Bennett does hold a title, the money definitely comes from Maeve's family. Maeve is from the U.S. and like during the Gilded Age, many like higher up families in the U.S. married out to different lords in England to kind of up their status of new money. So they didn't necessarily know what they were getting into when that wedding started, only that they were getting a title and their family line.
Come from old money in America.
Right. Interesting. That does nothing to dissuade my suspicion of the good doctor being the cause of this. It's often the husband.
I would know that if I were a mystery writer, but like I said, travel.
Well, mystery books aren't often well written enough to be like realistic mysteries. But all right, that's your area of expertise, I suppose.
Finn, as you're kind of looking around, looking for anything that seems off, one thing that you would note, half the books on the bookshelf, like there's like a start halfway point, perfectly organized, exactly in line, color coded, basically Dewey Decimal System personal library. Other half of the books, disorganized, everything is out of place, books are stacked in the worst ways, and probably there's a dog ear lying in wait somewhere. That is what you notice, at least without making checks. Just simple. Anything you guys would like to do?
I am aggressively writing as many notes as possible, those involving Delilah and those not. I would like to use one of my talents.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Finn starts writing everything, and you can see almost that like they go into like a place of like hyper focus as they lock in, and I'd like to use automatic writing. All right.
Heck yeah,
So
you can.
all right, cool. I'm gonna read this for the people at home. When channeling spirits through automatic writing, you can use inspiration to gain clues. The game master provides more or less vague clues, predictions about the future, or some insights into the thoughts and experiences of your enemies. Extra successes reveal more clues. On a failure, the game master decides whether you suffer a condition, become possessed, or undergo a personality change. I will say, on a failure, it's going to be that I am like deeply fascinated by Delilah for the rest of the game. That lasts for 1d6 hours. We're playing for 3, so that's going to be the whole time. You can use automatic writing once per gaming session. So inspiration for me, let's see. I have to roll 8 die.
Nice.
Nice.
Perfect.
Right. I only brought 5. Wait, no, I have more die, but they're like weird dice. I just dropped my pen.
Feel free to roll in batches. That's completely fine.
Okay. Okay. 2 failures. 1 success. 3 successes.
Nice.
All right.
Where did that pen go?
Gone.
It does appear to be lost to the ether. Oh, wait, there it is.
Oh,
Hey.
I'm,
there we go.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about this. I had to
No,
say,
you're
I had to
totally fine.
say
I was
Brute.
just rereading over the ability to make sure I was
Mm.
giving you the right information.
Oh, okay.
So as you like fall into like this hyper focus, and your hand almost like begins to just take hold of something else. For the Delilah, it almost looks as though there is a ghostly figure hovering over Finn's hand, helping them write. And you can see that because you are Thursday's child and have the sight. As you dive in, there's a word that keeps getting written over and over and over. Alone, 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 constantly alone. Can anyone hear me? Like these like just outcries, constant outcries, as like is just written all over your page in a sort of spiral. When you come out of it, it's written in a completely different handwriting, and the handwriting has a very flowy cursive to it, almost like calligraphy.
Okay.
As you both are like sitting in the study, just looking over things, I need a vigilance check. So this will be a logic attribute and then a vigilance skill check.
Okay, nice. That's gonna be 6 dice for me.
It's 5 for me.
4, 5, 6. Let me
Mhm.
get these out of the way. Cool. I got 2 6s.
Both of you notice at the exact same time. Like as you're like your eyes are just generally scanning and you're just not really thinking of it until they settle on the side of the bookcase that is completely unorganized. And you see one of the books wiggle and then wiggle a little bit more forward and then wiggle a little bit more forward
Okay.
until it's like perfectly in line. And you see it kind of straighten up. And then it happens to the next one.
I think Delilah is gonna like grab one of the books off the shelves and like look at what's moving the books.
As you approach the shelf and you like very gently open up the shelf to look through by like removing one of the books, you see like frozen as though you are a T-Rex and being still will help, a small fair folk. She is wearing a scrappy, almost paperboy outfit, some pants that kind of go about to the mid calf, some nice stockings, a little newsboy cap, and is like holding up against the wall and using her little feet to push up the book forward. As you just caught her like in the middle of fixing the bookcase, and she just freezes and watches to see if you recognize that she exists or not.
I think Delilah is going to like reach into the shelf and like sort of like pick them up by the back of the shirt. Hello?
As soon as you like pick her up by like the back of the shirt, she starts flailing. Get your hands off me! Oh my god, I'm gonna beat you up! I'm gonna get you! And she just like is just flailing in the air. Like there is no hope, but she can dream. As you actually recognize her. From your experience with the Stuckley family, you know that William Stuckley, the one that helped you get this job, uh, almost always is accompanied by a small brownie named Trinket.
Greetings, Trinket. Um, how many things have you moved so far in this study?
Still flailing in the air, she just says, "Who has to know? It was a pit."
I have to know so that you don't disrupt anything. We're trying to investigate. So stop it.
She just hangs there very limp, as though all of the energy and Spitfire has just extinguished. She's like, "Okay, I guess I can do that."
Miss Trinket, are you the one that ransacked the room?
No, I fix things. Mm-mm.
But you've might have moved clues around.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Right. Delilah is gonna open the door to the study, set Trinket down outside of the door, close the door to the study.
You just hear little thumps on the other side. It's so dirty and damp. Let me in. Let me in.
Delilah
And
locks the door to the study.
and
You know,
you guys are
I have to
safe.
I have to say her grasp of the Dewey Decimal System is impeccable.
And as charming as that may be, you kind of have other things to do.
As you lock the door, we're going to move back over to our other investigators. You guys are at the door. The doorbell rings, the thunder cracks, and it takes a few moments. But appearing at the door is Maeve Bennett. She is a petite woman, wearing her hair in the Edwardian style, a little bit of Gibson girl hairstyle going on. She wears rather plain clothes. She actually looks like, for a lady of the house, they are quite workable clothes. You can definitely tell that she has like a little bit of grit and grime on her face from helping out on the farmland earlier today. And uh, I need both Celadonna and Father Segundo to go ahead and roll a observation empathy. So that's your empathy plus your observation skill.
Okay.
Perfect. So for me, that is going to be
Got 1-6.
I got also somehow only 1-6. I would love to communicate to you all how bad this roll was overall. 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
It is 2 sixes.
Okay.
2 sixes, 4 ones, a 5, and a 2. That's fine. The 2 sixes. Got it.
With both of you guys getting successes, uh, you see a flash of recognition, an excitement, a happiness, and relief before it goes back to the uh, kind woman of the house that you met earlier. Uh, you can tell she's the kind of woman that doesn't always let her feelings show. But in that moment, at seeing all of you there, and her eyes specifically landing on Liam in front of her, uh, that is what you see.
Hmm.
It is
Well,
wonderful.
Mrs. Bennett. Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Good evening, Mrs. Bennett. Could we come inside and warm our feet for a bit?
Oh, yes, of course. Please come in, and she very terribly tries to engage in conversation as though Liam is a brand new person to her. Just says, uh, I haven't gotten your name, and they converse very quietly with each other of the
Mm.
normal pleasantries. Um, and you can even tell whether it's the crimson outfit causing it or whether he does have rosy cheeks. You can see a little bit of a flush happen as they talk to each other. Um,
I think she will kind of try to engage with everyone and pull everyone into a conversation that's pleasant and cordial. But at the same time, will bring up and says, you know what they say, all of us are just merely branches of the same from the same tree. How no matter how far we grow, we always can trace our roots all the way back down. And sometimes we meet someone new, and it feels like we've known each other for more than a few lifetimes, doesn't it? That's how I feel with Liam here and all of you.
That's so kind.
And the
that's
in
pleasant.
the attempt is to like make her feel it's okay to be more familial with this pretend new person that she seems to be not acknowledging the fact that maybe they know each other.
Mm.
Um, as you begin to kind of work that, you see her relax slightly. There's still definitely a guarded expression, and she will quickly say, "I'll go grab the others, and uh, maybe we can get negotiations started." And she will quickly hurry towards the little bit of kerfuffle that she heard near the study, and go and get Delilah and Finn. I would say you all, Father Segundo and Celadonna, notice a small little woman of little fair folk just kind of clomping in, that is cussing under her breath about how they won't let me fix the books. Why won't they let me fix the books? She manhandled me, and it's just like kicking the little dirt or whatever's left on the floor as she's just like storming out of where the
Have
study was.
right. We've never met. We've never met this person before. Like us.
No.
We've never met.
You would have heard of her. You might not have met her. She will usually hide on William Stuckley III's person,
Mm.
but every now and then, her compulsion to clean and organized does take over, and she does kind of sneak a hand out to fix something at a public event. But she's not always out and about necessarily.
And this is just for flavor because I have a talent as a medium. I think from inside of Celadonna's hash, you just see a moth, translucent and clearly an is she. And seeing the brownie coming out, she just like zooms after it, full of curiosity.
I think.
There's like a
Sorry, go ahead.
bit of a wave, and there's a bit of a wave from Trinket, and you can hear them speaking in Gaelic and just back and forth. That for those that would speak it or at least know of some key words, you'd hear
Mhm.
"dumb humans" happen a lot.
I think giving space to that just Father Segundo would want to take a moment when it felt appropriate to go to Trinket and say, um, I hope that you do have room today to do what you set out to do. It seems that you're very passionate about that, and you deserve to be able to have some time to uh, act on those passions in a way that is productive. It sounds like you were just looking to help.
It was a pit in there. Like, what else am I supposed to do? My job is to clean and to make a home nice. That's like it's what I do. It's my nature. And but Delight, don't know this, but I can sneak through the air vents.
That is such a wonderful talent. That
Yeah,
is
my friend Violet made me do it once, and it was a whole thing. But hopefully there won't be any big scary nuns in there.
Oh, I most of the nuns that I know are small to medium and also scary, but usually for good. Usually just they need to be that way to survive the tough world that we're in. You seem quite tough yourself. I bet you can relate.
Well, I'm a bit of a world traveler. I've been about to two different continents and counting.
And she just kind of does like superhero Peter Pan pose, just absolutely full of life and oh so confident for her small size.
That's amazing. You came from the States.
Actually, I started here and then I accidentally ended up in the wrong pocket, and that person was on a boat to the United States. And then I got out of that pocket because I didn't want to be in the pocket anymore and I needed a snack. So when I got the snack, I ended up going and living in Brooklyn for a little bit. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of fade there. I was kind of surprised. Anyway, and then Mr. Stuckley is a little boy. He was messing with some stuff, so I fixed it so we wouldn't get in trouble. And we became best friends, and now we're friends ever since.
Could I interest you? I'm sorry, I spent a little bit of time. I'm from Goa, but my family actually got there through the United States and actually here. If you trace it back far enough on one side of my family, I'm also distant way from here. Uh, could I interest you in a pierogi? I was in New York for a while on a bit of work, and I had some of the best pierogies of my life there, and I was taught how to make some. I could prepare. We do have potato. I could prepare some tonight if you'd be interested.
Just eyes wide. This is the point. If this was an anime, there would be giant hearts and like just like the heart emojis around her. But she would absolutely dives in and it's just like you can make pierogies.
I can do it with the applesauce, or if you want it the savory version. I don't know if we have for that, but I can look.
Okay, yes. And you see her just like run to the kitchen, like
Oh,
full sprint with her little legs.
beautiful. So
Hang on, father. Hang on.
yeah.
And I think Celadonna just like pulls out the various pouches and things that she wears on her belt, and then pulls out one. No, that's belladonna. Nope, you don't want that. And eventually we'll find pouch of savory spices. Give it to you and say, this doesn't look like the kind of household that has this in stock in the kitchen. So if you need for your cooking for later, here you go.
Thank you so much, Donna. I very much appreciate your generosity as always. Is there anything you'd like to request for tonight?
Oh, surprise me. I always look forward to whatever you whip up.
Wonderful. I will come up with a surprise that I hope will not disappoint.
It's at this point, if Delilah and Finn are both willing, uh, that that Maeve comes back in with them in tow, and just says, "I'll go get some tea." And she just kind of scurries off, leaving the four of you investigators with the man in red, Liam.
Hmm. And we all are familiar with each other, right? So,
Yes, you would have met each other earlier in the day, had a look around the grounds, and uh, basically been able to deduce that this definitely is a curse and not just a string of bad luck. So you've had some time around each other. You might have heard of rumors or exploits
Hmm.
from each other, or else this is probably your first job working with each other. As far as the society is concerned, they pair people who they think will follow tasks needed for the job. Not many people get to work with each other twice, and few get to choose what team they're a part of.
that makes sense. Austin, do you mind reminding me, Finn, would Father Segundo know like Finn's full name? Is there more to Finn's name that I might be able to pull from?
Witty
Witty.
is Finn's last name.
Okay. I think Father Segundo says, Witter D, we have a new friend here. And you would know that Father Segundo knows what your actual name is.
Oh yeah.
We have a new friend here. New friend, would you like to once again introduce yourself? I don't love to introduce people for people. I worry that that is not very hospitable or good manners. The floor is yours if you'd like.
Well, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And you see him take off his cap, revealing some like dark brown hair. And he kind of does like a very grand bow as he says, "My name is Liam. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, of course.
Hmm.
And I've heard you've been called here to do something about little old me. So I figured, why not make the introduction myself?"
What?
Pleasure to meet.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, please go.
I was just going to ask, what? How did you know we were called here about you?
"Would you take the answer?" a little birdie told me.
I believe that could be the literal truth, and if not, I believe it is the spirit of it.
Well, then a little birdie told me. I may have been warned by a few of my folk,
Mm.
but otherwise, this is a place very dear to me.
Mm.
And, well, it was what I would call a home for a while. And he's kind of like pacing as he's talking to you. This almost talking to you about this almost like a showman would. And you see him just kind of like flounce around this little sitting room that you all are in, and says, "But you see, the new caretakers, well, they don't know the way of things.
Mm.
They don't know the rules. Obviously, I had to teach them the rules. So I give you this. If you all survive the night, stay in the house, you don't leave. Till morning, I'll be kind. I'll relieve this curse off of this land. My treat.
Mm.
However, if you leave, rescind your hospitality, as the good father has been talking about, well, I will be
unfortunately forced to curse every single one of you. But don't worry, I'll protect the Bennetts. They already paid their cost.
Hmm.
The curse has to go somewhere. Magic cannot be destroyed. It has to be passed, cleansed, or changed. Unfortunately, I am not skilled enough, and you see him just like sag in that moment of woe is me, to relieve such a curse.
Hmm. Very fair of you to be so honest with us. Witter, Donna, what do you think?
Well, there are things that are set in stone. There are things that the earth has told me, and there are things that the earth has not. So, well, we're all good fellows of the Bound, you and I, and a lot more. Why would I ever want to leave?
He sets his eyes on Finn, and there's like this like strange look as he like tilts his head
Hmm.
and then just goes back to what he was doing, but like as he just kind of sizes Finn up in that moment.
I think Finn is weirdly trying to do the same right now.
Okay.
I think he's looking for any slip of the mask, anything that could be potentially used later.
I'd like you to make a check. This is going to be an observation check, observation empathy. Tell me what
Could
you
I
get.
help?
Yeah, absolutely. So, helping works, by the way. It doesn't always have to be only one person. You can have up to 3 people help at a time, and it gives +1 dice to the roller.
Yeah, and
Per
we
person.
also do risk if there is consequences we share.
Correct.
Mhm.
I say that I also volunteer as tribute. Let's all help.
Extra dice.
All right, cool. All right, in that case, I'm rolling, I think, 9 dice. That's awesome. I'm gonna roll these first because I think they're fun.
Love that.
That is 1 success already.
Hey.
This is so old. Okay. That's 3. And then 1 more success. And yep, that's it. 2 successes.
All right. So you've succeeded. There's going to be no backlash or anything. And this is what we're going to do. After the break, Finn gets to ask 2 questions to me, and I have to answer them truthfully. You can ask any question, anything you think will help with this scenario. I will answer it honestly. And that will get you the information of what you were able to pick up for your 2 successes. So we will
Ooh.
be right back in about 10 minutes with more Vaesen. Make sure to fill up your water bottle, get a snack, take your meds if you haven't already, and we'll be back in a little bit. Talk to you soon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back for the second half of Vaesen, the Beckett Curse, or Bennett Curse. Oh, Lord. Hi, everybody. I'm Mary. I'm so excited to be jamming the second half. Before we get into things, we are raising money for the Autistic Women's and Non-Binary Network. This is a wonderful charity devoted to helping provide community and resources to women and other marginalized genders. As the cat goes crazy, uh, give them community support and resources. They help to uh, stop the misinformation that causes fear with a new autism diagnosis. We do have some fun little goals. We're hoping to raise 200 tonight, but even if we don't, we've got some fun things you can do to help the players and me. $5 will heal a condition. If they fail a roll, they have a very good chance of gaining a condition. That hasn't happened yet, but it can happen fast. You can also, for $10, add an extra die, $15 for a reroll, and then $20 to invoke a nightmare. We'll get to see more of that in the second half of this. We do have content warnings that this is meant for mature audiences. This is a horror game, and as we get into the second half, it's going to get a little bit more scary. But to recap what happened in the first, our investigators have been sent here to help deal with the Bennett curse, a curse enacted by a creature called Verdarig, a trickster closely related to the leprechaun, but devoted to showcasing the inhospitality of humans. You all have taken on a bet of sorts. You had to survive the night. You just gotta stay in the house. But you're not alone. Verdarg will be here the entire time. You just gotta make it to sunrise.
Hmm.
As this deal is struck, you hear the big grandfather clock gong, showcasing it to be midnight. It's almost as time has warped around you. You can tell that the outside looks darker. The shadows begin to draw in, almost like little hands reaching out to you, encasing the outside and the outskirts of the house. You can try to leave, but there's no escaping the shadow. So, we left off with Finn trying to size up Liam the Ferdaric. You have 2 questions, and I have to answer them honestly. What are your questions?
There's one question for this and one question for Finn. The first question I think is the most obvious. What is keeping the Fardarig here?
Liam has been offended and hurt in a way that he has not been hurt before, and is thus lashed out. You can tell that, like, when he talks about the curse, it's not all done in a malicious way. There is a lot of hurt behind whatever happened. What is your second question?
The second question is the question that Finn wants to ask every single Vaesen that they've met and only rarely get the chance to. What is it that you see in me?
There's a moment where you feel like Liam peers into your soul a little bit too deep. And you see a smile grow across his face, almost too wide. You get the sense that you have fallen for his greatest trick.
If this saves the Bennets, then I suppose we should do it. After all, what's one night?
He swiftly, with the coattails flying behind his back, looks at Delilah. And you? Great detective.
Renowned detective. I've done worse for jobs.
Worse. How about this? You figure out why I cast the curse. Might not make you stay till morning. Of course. Might be a bit more extreme for you should you say a false answer. But, humans are known for their falsehoods, so is it worth the risk? Who knows? I give it for each of you. Figure out why. Better yet, you solve it. Yeah, we'll see what happens. As this deal is struck with all of you, you feel your skin begin to tingle and then burn as a red tattoo begins to form around one of your wrists, kind of going up into your hand, almost like a flame. You all have struck a deal with the Fae. You see him apparate like a bag, just pulling it out of a pocket of thin air. Just like almost, I will say not thin air, there is almost like a mist that begins to form in the room as this deal is struck, as this magic ritual has happened. And you see him reach into the fog, pull out a suitcase, and say, I'll make my way to the usual room. Dinner will be in an hour. I'll see you there. He walks off, and you are left to your own devices.
Charming.
Well, it seems we have clear instructions, which is unexpectedly quite fair. Maybe expectedly quite fair. Still getting my bearings.
The folks of the mound always very fair.
Well, that's one up on most of us. Did you two, you were in there with Trinket, who we met? Trinket
Yes.
said something about how you wouldn't let them fix the books.
Well, because we were still investigating the study, and they could have disrupted clues.
The room was in tatters when we got there. Turns out that Trinket was already putting things together, could have disrupted something that
things.
exactly compromised what we were looking for.
Were you able to get information on Trinket regarding what they changed?
They were not helpful. No.
Well, they seem hungry. I'm going to be making them some pierogies tonight when we have dinner. It's possible that after they've eaten, perhaps their memory returns in a new way. Is there more that you believe we should take a look at in the study, or should we spend the next hour? I do have to spend some time in the next hour finalizing the dinner, but I can help around that if you would like.
What we did learn is, first of all, that Maeve primarily is the one that pays things and handles the accounts, not the good doctor, which I had my suspicions of. What else is in the transcriptions?
Yes, so room was in tatters. Alone, 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 alone. And
could I ask for more context on the loans?
I really wish I could provide it. You're free to ask. I just can't really answer. Something
Something's not
I-
allowing you to answer, or you don't have the knowledge to answer?
I don't remember why I wrote this.
Where
So
was this written?
in the study, we were by the
Study?
bookshelf writing things down. There was sort of a spectral hand writing things for Finn here.
And
Would you
that-
mind?
That's who
Finn.
wrote the.
You didn't tell me that sooner.
I thought you knew.
No,
Well, there's a spectral
If there's-
hand that writes things for you.
I have a kitten
Is
on
it
my
still
person.
there?
If there was going to be a spectral hand, I don't know, pass Montgomery off to one of you.
Would you mind taking me there to the study? Do you think the spectral hand is still there?
I think
Yeah,
it might be a Finn
Well,
Vaesen thing, but it is worth investigating. I didn't get to
reckon-
fully get in there.
I reckon if anywhere, the study would be the most haunted place of the house. Is it?
Yet to be
Perhaps.
determined, does seem to be that there is a spectral friend to be made. There.
Oh,
It's
then that would be a charming conversation. And she's just gonna like start walking to the study. Actually,
I'll make the introductions, and I follow with you if you'll allow.
Well,
Delilah,
good.
a word as we go in. What else outside of the study, if this seems to be well in hand? I can wait, I can stay. What else does your expertise lead you to believe is worth our time here? It is limited. We have now slightly less than an hour until dinner is started, and I do need to finish preparing it.
Well, I haven't gotten the chance to fully investigate things, but alone, I think I have my suspicions that the husband, Mr. Bennett, might have been, I think, the cause of this. First of all, he's not the most personable person. If you'll remember, I mean, I can't say much, but
You have a good heart, Delilah, and good intentions. Perhaps the doctor could learn something from you.
Anyway, so I think the husband might be at the root of this. With especially given his office was in disarray, out of the alcohol bottles, and they were near empty. And Maeve seemed to be the one that was handling most of the business. So I can't imagine. Maybe Maeve is the one that's alone. I need to investigate more.
Understood.
Those are my standing theories.
They make much sense to me. I'm here to assist as long as I can, and I think with that we walk into the room behind the two of you who went in to investigate the ghost.
You guys head towards the study. As you walk in, you see a little trinket, like very much Pink Panther style, creeping towards not the bookshelf this time, but to where the decanters are held. Just like slowly organizing them. She seems to be like looking over her shoulder before she really notices you guys are there, and then quickly like spit shining one of the decanters.
Trinket, we just had a conversation about this.
You see her kind of look getting caught, and she says kind of like almost like verbally hisses at you as like you see like on her person she begins to get more of like a scaled complexion as this like almost like reptilian side begins to come out. And like as she's like shifting from being denied to clean.
Do I know what like drink would Liam enjoy in particular, knowing the type of creature he is?
Well, a constant favorite among the Fae is milk and honey.
Mhm.
Classic drink, but a nice whiskey that has been freely given, or something that is family made that has an emotional resonance. Those, like a mead of some sort,
Mhm.
can also be fitting. But usually the standard staple is milk with a little bit of honey inside.
Okay. Um, I think she will look to Trinket, who is starting to seethe, and would just say, Trinket, I don't know if you would mind doing me a great favor. Liam and I are going to share a bit of a drink in a bit, and would you mind making sure all of the cups are clean and just getting us a serving milk and honey and a whiskey as well?
Immediately, she reverts back to her normal form. And like just given a job, given something to do, you would know brownies. Their entire existence is to help mankind. They are very benevolent creatures unless you deny them that. They are very protective of their houses and can turn into the uh, most dangerous monsters when cornered. Uh,
And then,
due to their ability to become invisible, to play nasty tricks, similar to like what a Ferdar can. But they're kind
mhm.
of like two sides of the coin.
I'm gonna, like, as a ritual, like, take off at this time my very like soiled boots and just leave it next to where the decanter area is, and just knowing that she's going to see to it. Um, Not that she can clean her boots herself, but this is gonna make her happy. But and then afterwards, we'll just kind of turn to Finn. Will say, "So, where were you writing? Just right here next to the bookcase, is it?"
Yeah, yes, I was between there and the writing desk. I was about. I just moved to exactly where I was. I was around here when everything happened.
I think
I suppose.
Delilah's gonna move you slightly more exact, angle you the
Just
right
gonna
way.
uh move to the exact spot and then just hop onto the table and um face that direction, closes her eyes, because sometimes you see better with your eyes closed when it comes to seeing the unseen. um so she just kind of open herself and says, well, if you're feeling alone, I feel it too. Is there anything we can do for you to make it less so?
As you say that, when you shut your eyes, you sense the emotions of people in the room, and it's almost like a not necessarily like dark vision, but it's like a more uh, liminal space, like when you go inside and try to sense. You notice towards the center of the room, what you would categorize as a residual spirit, a creature that is created into being due to intense emotions. They fully embody whatever the person was feeling, and the emotion literally marks the location. Uh, it's
Hmm.
stuck here. It doesn't know where to go, and it is just this constant feeling of alone. And as you like peer inside and you get to this like study liminal space, you see like the spirit has a form of a woman that is just clutching her knees to her chest and just kind of rocking and just alone, alone, alone.
Okay. I think seeing the woman, she's gonna step towards her and just sit down on the floor right next to her. She doesn't touch her. There is a little space in between that she carefully leaves, but is just going to have the sense of being there next to her, of a presence that hopefully will be the antidote of, not antidote, but just like something that would round the edges of the loneliness that she feels.
As you go near, for what everyone else sees, it you can tell that Celadonna is still up on the desk. But with all of you having the sight, you sense like a spiritual essence come off of Celadonna
Hmm.
and go towards the center of the room, where you start to see, as she connects to this spirit, the same figure that I described in
Hmm.
the center of it, like flickering in and out. And so you get pieces of the word, almost like a static phone.
Hmm.
You reach out with your energy to kind of try
Mhm.
and calm. And as you do so, I need you to make a resistance roll.
Sure.
Similar
I
to a
was
skill check.
also
Yes,
I was
go
also
for it.
gonna ask, so one of my talent is medium. What I'm hoping to achieve is allowing that spirit, or like allowing myself to channel the spirit so that the others can communicate with it better. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm resisting and I'm gonna roll, but I think partly the idea is she's not going to resist.
That is, and remind me again what the medium uh, talent does, because I think there's a specific skill check involved. But this
Uh-huh.
makes it significantly safer. If you're doing this without
Okay.
training, without that talent, it's very dangerous very quickly.
Hmm.
However, the talent is going to make it so this resistance roll probably isn't necessary, and we go based off of the talent.
You can use observation to perform seances where you predict people's futures and contact the dead. Extra successes provide more information, prolong the contact, or cause spirits to materialize. On failure, you are given inaccurate information, attacked, or suffer a condition.
And you said it was observation.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll observation empathy. So the
Okay.
empathy attribute and then the observation skill. If you guys want, you can see there's some sort of ritual happening right now. You will put yourself at risk for whatever is going on, but it could greatly help.
1-6.
Don't even need it. uh, as you connect, you're able to create a safe hotline between it. As you've like focused in, you've created basically this highway through your skills as a medium. um I'm going to give you a basic information, and then you get to ask me one question.
Yeah.
All of you in the room, as Celadonna is projecting this, you get to see this kind of flashback happen, sending your life force out to kind of create this. You see the image of Maeve kind of sitting alone in this room. You see that there are papers scattered around here of like debts due, uh, of the bank notice looking to possibly foreclose. You see letters from tenants just asking for help. Uh, uh, you don't see any of the outdoor environment that would say this is happening recently. This would have been, as far as the seasons go, about 3 months ago. You see her there, and you see her in tears and just alone. She's wearing like more of like a farmer's garb, trying to help save this estate, something she did not sign up for. nor did her family actually know. And not wanting to let her family down, she is trying to make the best out of a very bad situation. You see her reach out, like just asking for like anyone, anybody help me. I'm so alone. I don't know where to go. And those that are watching this happen, not Celadonna, you see in this vision, not that Maeve can see it, but the face of Liam peering in, solemn. And those that would like to, we're going to use inspiration for this because I think it's more so of kind of like you're observing emotions, but you're also, this is more of a feeling based thing since it's relying on the sight. So we're going to use inspiration. So this is inspiration empathy. If anyone that wants to can roll this.
2 dice for Delilah.
That's all the
No
dice for me.
empathy.
It's all the dice for me too, I think, because it's 8. That's a base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
I did not get a 6.
It was gonna happen eventually.
It was gonna happen eventually. I got a 5 and a 3.
I would like to note that of the 8 dice I rolled, I got 1 6. I was almost in the same boat as you.
I got 2.
Do we still
All right.
have reroll?
We do have reroll. Like to use one, you are welcome to it.
I would love to use one. Okay. So do I reroll both dice or just?
Yeah, you reroll everything.
No 6s again. That is 2 3s.
Good to know. We'll come back. We'll come back to what Delilah's seeing.
She has.
Wait, 2 3s equals 6.
I don't think it. I don't think Mary's gonna let that happen.
But for Father Segundo and Finn, there is a moment where you are seeing a kinship form, where Ferdarg is looking in, wanting in with loneliness, and she is looking inward, wanting anyone to help her. That's what you guys see. Delilah.
Oh.
As you focus on Ferdarg, the scene shifts. They are seeing what happened before. And you have fallen into a nightmare.
Yeah, that would happen to me specifically. Yeah.
This feeling is being on the grounds where a curse has happened is bringing up feelings. You begin seeing a shift happen in the room as you like peer into Liam's eyes. There is a fire and a reflection of something that happened to you before. You see a beautiful house full of life. There's toys, there's a rocking horse. It is a wonderful time, and you see someone that looks similar to you, but it's not you. Or wait, no, you're looking from the outside. Outside looking in, peering into a room. You see an older woman walk in. And it's strange. There's like a feeling of like you wanting that family life for a moment until you see something you shouldn't. What did you see that you weren't supposed to see?
Evelyn saw. She was sick a lot as a child, so she like stayed mostly indoors. She would like, walk around the very big house that she was welcomed into. or thought was like, just her house. But she was in her father's study, and she found a death certificate and also adoption papers. The death certificate being for Delilah Hall, her name, and adoption papers for one, Evelyn Sharp. I think she was about 8 at this time.
You see the papers and immediately you feel doubt. There is a lot of weight thrusted upon you to take over that position. Not something that was necessarily fair. And Fair Dark sees into your soul at what bothers you, and you are going to take a mental condition.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to choose
Ooh.
what mental condition you would like, and broken being the last one you can take, by the way.
Okay.
But you can either have angry, frightened, or hopeless.
I think it's going to be frightened, because something else that Delilah saw during that under the papers was an old, very beat up looking pocket watch. And in that pocket watch is a picture of someone she does not recognize holding someone that kind of looks like her when she was very young. So I think it's frightened, which also plays into like confused about what is going on.
As you come out of this nightmare, Delilah, you feel a weight in your pocket.
It's the pocket watch, isn't it?
Do you reach inside to find
I
out?
reach inside my pocket.
You grab the pocket watch, and it almost feels as though someone placing it into your hand. So you take one mental condition. Everyone else, this subsides. This flashback subsides. And Celadonna, what question would you like to ask me about this situation?
What is something I can do to help set you free? Because she's thinking it is not just loneliness she is feeling that she sees. And I think with the empathy in particular, Celadonna is feeling that connection. She herself feels that loneliness because she has a problem that she cannot share with each other. And then it's not that she needs someone to help her feel less alone, but rather she wants a way to liberate herself from this weight, this and for Maeve, what she senses is this entrapment, this responsibility that she found herself in, and the loneliness comes from that. So she asks this spirit, what is something she can do to help set her free?
Asking the spirit the question, you understand in this moment that Maeve is driven by duty.
Mhm.
She's the eldest daughter of a family with 0 sons. She is driven to make her family proud, even if it means that she herself isn't happy.
Mhm.
What she needs is either empowerment of a way to get out of this situation, a possible solution, or to understand that she doesn't have to do it all alone.
Hmm. Okay, I'm here for it. I feel like both myself and Celadonna is thinking, even if she has like a whole fleet of help, a whole fleet of brownies like serving her with full happiness and everything, she's still going to be weighed down by the sense of responsibility and the duty, because she her identity, that's her entire self. So I think she's going to try to um make her realize that she doesn't need to be defined by that, by being vulnerable with herself somehow. But that's not something she can do immediately. I think, like, that's not something she can tell this spirit. She needs to talk to the real Maeve. So I think in that way, she's going to gently kind of pull away from this connection so that she can share, either share this information with her colleagues or form the next step. But before she leaves, she's going to reach out a hand. She's not going to take a hand, but she's going to reach out a hand in case Maeve wants a contact.
As you reach out towards the spirit and you've like maybe been able to witness the pain, you see it slowly begin to dissipate.
Mm-hmm.
That emotion is hard to get rid of. This is a type of resonance that even can ingrain itself into objects in your experience. But it's at least a start to. It's hard to get rid of a residual ghost, but by meeting the need and the overarching need of the household, just by being seen, it is one step closer to helping. You see it rescind, you get back into your body, you are back fully in place. I am going to use my Invoke a Nightmare. As you go back, you hear a noise behind you, and you see, just like the others did, Ferdarig in the window with a giant grin, just like Delilah saw. As you kind of peer in the window, you peer into his eyes, you see a blaze of fire. And it almost for a moment, it looks as if it is going to encapsulate the entire room. And where that emotion, that emotional spirit was, a tree is beginning to grow and char at the same time. No one else, everyone else can sense there's something going on. There is something wrong. This isn't just the medium at work. Something has invaded the medium's thoughts, and that's something you guys can sense just with your abilities as a Thursday's child.
I think her face like entirely changes from this very serene and empathic. I don't know if that's an expression, but you can tell what she's been doing. But in this instant, there is a twisted pain that comes over her face, and she kind of gazed towards the window where the face showed up. And one hand clutches the rowan branch that's tied up on her belt again, and just stumbles a step backwards and nearly falls to the ground, where she was kind of standing steady just a moment before. That's not happening. No, that's not happening.
I think Delilah is gonna walk over and like put a hand on Celadonna's shoulder. It's just a nightmare. They do that.
If you would like, Celadonna is not out of trance yet. You are still like stuck in it. You're still seeing it. Celadonna might need some help coming out of this. Anyone that would like to?
Yeah.
Inspiration. I'm gonna need an inspiration roll to kind of pull Celadonna out.
There's no condition at play here, right?
Sorry, what?
Sorry, there's no condition at play here, right?
No condition right now, but should Celadonna stay in the state any longer, resistance checks are probably gonna have to be made.
Then
I would like
I did play
to.
6.
Awesome. We can resolve that in a second. What were you saying, Finn?
I don't know Celadonna well, but I do know that there is one thing that I have on me that keeps me grounded and keeps me focused because it's something that I have to protect. I take out the little kitten from my bag
Oh.
and I just she's on the ground. I just gently place it in her lap, and her hand that isn't clutching the rowan branch, I just very gingerly take it and I help her start petting the cat.
Mhm.
Uh, Delilah, can you roll an extra die as the cat is helping?
Certainly. Nope, just the one 6.
1 6 is all you need. Um, as Delilah is like working to get Celadonna out of this trance, describe to me, Celadonna, how do you move out of this scene? As it just feels like almost like you are imprisoned in this moment. What happens to get you out of it?
I think in her nightmare, which I want to say this is not the first time she's had this particular nightmare, it occurs. Especially, and that is a risk that she has taken and will continue to be willing to take every time she access her power like that. And because she considered that to be her own punishment. But much like whenever fortunate, she remembers what actually happens. She remembers waking up from a trance when the woods burned around her and she was on her hands and knees grasping onto that last remnant of the rowan tree and pulling out that branch that was not burned away just yet. And as she looks up into the sky, there is that first drop of rain that washes away her shame and all of the dirt. And there is a bird call. And then gradually that bird call transforms into the purr of a cat as she hears what's actually audible in front of her and looks down and reaches kind of let go of the branch and reaches up a hand to stroke the cat. And I think as she reaches out, the sleeves kind of falls down a little bit, and the others will see that where I think the tattoo of the flame appeared on everyone around the same spot, right? But I think the others will see that further up her sleeves, next to where the fire tattoo is, there is further branching upwards and inwards, more like markings that resembles flame. But she will turn to each one of you, very grateful, and says, "Thanks. It happens sometimes when I cross the bridge."
If you find you want to talk about it later, dinner after we're done here, I'm always here to lend an ear.
Over a drink, perhaps, or 3.
3 drinks. Sounds perfect for sharing nightmares.
Well, I think our Mrs. Bennett here needs a change of pace or a change of occupation.
I was right in my theories, which I am often.
What was your theory?
Oh, right. I mostly just shared it with the Father Segundo. This marriage is not a happy one. I find that marriages often aren't, especially with old money or high society.
It's a cage. That is what it is.
Like I said, I find all marriages largely. Her husband doesn't, like, you see the state of the steady, and Maeve is the one that handles a lot of the financials. She did not sign up for this, but I think Dr. Bennett saw opportunity in using his title that is not worth much, really, to get more money, which he does not have, out of Maeve. So if we can
Well,
I
he's
don't know how
not
you
really
feel about divorced father, but
no, he's not really a factor here. He's a good for nothing nobody who really doesn't deserve her. That's what
he's
I
a bit of a
think.
twat, isn't he?
I believe that there are worse things in this world than extricating oneself from a trap.
And you agree that he's a bit of a twat.
I do have the impression that he is one of God's children in need of more care to get to a place where they may be closer to God.
But I think it would be difficult. The difficult part would be for us to make her realize and make her understand that she deserves better. She deserves more because I've seen her. I've seen how she felt, and she thinks this is her duty and responsibility, and she really believes it.
Being an heir or an heiress is a complicated matter.
I don't think that Liam's here for him.
Mm-mm.
I think he's
No.
here for Maeve.
Here to free Maeve, what would stop that then if she wanted to go? Is it that sense of duty that is meant to be circumvented somehow?
I think people who share a sort of loneliness find each other, and there is a magnetism between them.
But when the
I think-
loneliness is gone, is there anything left? The same thing that keeps her here may be the thing that keeps her tethered to our new friend Liam. And if that is severed through not force but healing, perhaps there is a reassessment to be had on Liam's behalf as much as Maeve's regarding what commonality may exist and what steps may want to be taken.
When Finn and I were in the study, you saw the two of them interact, right?
A bit of, I think we all saw a bit of an exchange. Interaction might seem, yes, I think yes. I'm thinking of the same thing as you.
I think the good father is right. My own father used to always say that summer wind, summer rain, spring rain is stronger than winter frost, and the water is always stronger than stone. So I'd say healing is better than force.
Healing is about all I can help with. Also, force is not my chosen path.
So, what exactly do we want to do with this information?
I need to finish dinner. I don't know if anyone wants to come with me to the kitchen. We can continue the conversation there. But we are getting closer to the dinner hour. I did promise our new friend Liam dinner, as well as all of you. I take the promise to all of you quite seriously. I also promised Trinket pierogies, which I have not fully prepared yet. That's going to take me the most time here. I need to get on the pierogies. I would really prefer not to break a promise to Liam. So I'm going to
No,
finish
you would
dinner.
be quite fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm
But
sure
you're welcome.
Trinket would be willing to help you with the pierogies, wouldn't she?
That would be wonderful. I was actually thinking of asking Trinket to help with some of the dishes and the preparation of the table as well, since that seems to be what brings our dear Trinket joy. But Trinket is cleaning what you set them out to do already, so I don't know
Oh,
if
I'm sure that's done already. And I'm gonna walk over and pick up the drinks that Trinket has probably already prepared and say to Delilah and Finn, well, I don't know what long-term solution we might have to help Maeve grow as a woman. Delilah, I feel as though you and I could both help her in some regards with her, but the first step perhaps would be to show her that there could be other help to take care of her household.
Mhm.
Maybe there is something else we can do around the houses. If father Segundo is taking care of dinner, we could do some cleaning along the way.
Mary, inquiry. Are we where we're currently at?
Yes.
Is this also where Maeve and Dr. Bennett like live and sleep, or are we in a different like house?
No, you guys are in the main house.
Okay.
Where they are.
Okay.
Mr. Bennett had after finding out you all were hired on, this was something that he did not have prior knowledge about. Kind of went off in a huff, believing this is nonsense, and
Mhm.
has been spending time in the basement working on different studies.
You know what? I changed my mind. You I'm gonna go. This is fully because I have a talent called Strike Fear. I'm
Mhm.
gonna have a little chat with Mr. Bennett.
I would love. This is Lewis talking. I would love to get in on that. Delilah would too.
Yeah, sure. You're welcome.
God, let me at him. I have a knuckle duster.
Yeah.
So Celadonna and Delilah are going
Mhm.
to talk to Mr. Bennett. Uh,
Mhm.
Father Segundo is going to go help prepare dinner. What is Finn doing?
I'd like to go talk to Liam.
All right.
Ooh.
We're going to start off with that. As you all make your way into different things, Father Segundo.
Oh, if Finn is going to talk to Liam, I'm gonna give him one of the drinks for him to bring over to Liam.
Perfect. Um, uh, Father Segundo, you get started with preparations. Trinket is very happy to help with any dishes you may need. Happy to peel vegetables, all of the work that is usually seen as difficult, arduous, or not the most fun. She is thrilled to help with, and is like right hand lady, just ready to dive into whatever you're doing and learn your pierogi recipe in the process. Um, as you begin creating dinner, we find Finn walking into the main living space. There's a roaring fire. You see, Finn instead has switched to a beautifully carved pipe that seems to have a bunch of different runes and things that have been carved into it. And the little puffs of smoke that come out have this strange green hue.
I just walk up and I hand Liam the drink and I say, uh, if you'd like this to accompany uh, your pipe, it's freely given.
His eyes light up at the milk with honey, and there's a second where he like completely reaches for it, but you notice there's almost a part that recoils, like waiting for it to be a trick.
Hmm.
And then he will take it from you with a wary eye.
May I sit with your friend?
Please.
I'd like to ask you a question.
Well, we're sitting here, aren't we?
What is she to you?
How about this? A question for a question. Like if you answer, you answer mine.
Seems fair?
Liam goes over and just like kind of like swirls the little milk and honey glass, like as though like uh taking in a fine whiskey, and takes like a nice little sip and says, Maeve. Well, quite frankly, haven't met anybody like her. You know, most people are warned of letting me in. They see the man in red, they lock the door, they make sure that no one is heard inside, no lights, no nothing. I mean, they're probably right, but they call it upon themselves. No, Maeve let me in, no questions asked. Opened up a room, got dinner on the table in a moment's notice, and quite frankly, I always question whether she's actually a human. Doesn't act like you folk.
There's a saying where I'm from. If you need a reason to be kind, you're doing kindness wrong. Sounds like she learned that. It sounds like that was unfamiliar to you.
His eyes like narrow. Well, I've answered your question. Now you get to answer mine. Tell me. I always found kelpies to be quite the magnificent creatures. And you see him like begin to like wave his hand as he creates an illusion of a kelpie water horse trickster creature uh, that begins to like prepare almost to like do a full charge, looking right into your eyes. What was your experience with them?
Immediately, I'm Irish. I'm already pale, even paler. Um, uh, just you see terror flash across their face, and just immediately reaching into their bag to have some reassurance from Montgomery.
Montgomery like slowly like kind of hops up out of the bag, sits in your lap, and very protectively you see the hair on her back just like spring up into action, and she gives the most pathetic little hiss at the fey creature, and then looks over at you, tilts her head, and then nestles very quickly into your lap, assuming the napping position.
I'm lucky now to know the Thursday's children that I do. Wasn't always so. My mother, long ago, got the sight, and something about me from a very young age just seemed wrong to her. That I was a changeling. Someone took her boy away and left me there. One day she took me to the shore and I saw what she saw for the first time, only to be pushed into the waters and had a good chunk of me bitten out by a water horse before I swam back to shore. Kelpie are kind. Not everyone else is.
He pauses to think about that. And when you talk about your experience, for a moment, you see a flash of guilt just come across his face, especially when you mention your mother's beliefs. And as he waves his hand away and the smoke out of the pipe that created that illusion, you see him just take another puff of the pipe. You know, that's not one of my favorite jobs. Switching them has to be done, unfortunately. There's not much space left in the other world. But I always felt bad for the ones that it wasn't. Your little society made that a little bit too clear.
I don't know if it's true or not. You know, part of me likes to think there's some babe in another world sleeping away in a better dream than this. That's a comfort. Sorry Maeve doesn't have that, though.
You see him like grasp the glass and like white knuckles. He looks and says, humans have always befuddled me. For one moment they are kind, giving. The moment it becomes just a little bit difficult, poof, there goes the help, the kindness, the need, and they overlook suffering as though it doesn't exist. Let me just say, if I had it my way and I was given full permission, Miss Maeve would not be in this situation. She does not deserve it.
Another question, my friend. Who do you think does?
You can see him think. And jokingly, he just says, assholes. But on his face, you can see that perpetuating the harm as his gesh, the rules of what he has become as the fair Derek, is a weight that he just wishes he did not have to do. It's fair Derek aren't born, they're created.
Well, let's hope there's no assholes at dinner, eh?
He just gives you the look of like you realize he's downstairs, and that is the point.
But not for long.
We cut to Celadonna and Delilah in the
No,
like
I'm done
traveling
with them.
down the
Let me tell
basement.
you.
So,
Yeah, go for it.
Mhm.
I think this would probably possibly because I don't know how much Delilah and Celadonna has previously like worked with each other,
Mm.
like how much they have hung out outside of work, or indeed if they're like very familiar with each other. I
Mm.
was kind of instinctively thinking maybe Celadonna and Father Segundo had like more outside like familiarity before. But you just watch as she stomps down these stairs, not wearing her shoes because she left the shoes for the brownie to clean. But as she walks, the you see her toenails starts to sharpen and extend. You're not really sure if it's a illusion or if it's for real. And her fingernails extend and sharpen until it looks almost like thorns, and her hair flares upwards and outwards, even though there is no wind inside of the house. And there is bramble and leaves, twigs starts to appear inside of it. And the copper red starts to turn into this deep reddish brown, with this tinge of gold. And she storms into the room with this more like gravelly sound in her voice and just says, "There is a tree that grows in the forest. And then there is a pest that is on the tree. But do you know what the forest does? The forest strangles the pest so that the tree may grow and the roots grow patient."
And I think on Delilah's end of things, before they stomp down the stairs, because I think Delilah also does not know much of Celadonna, but I think Delilah did, like, back similar to when she put her hand on Celadonna's shoulder before. Like, I think they
Mhm.
look at each other, and while they don't like know much of each other, there's an understanding of what's about to happen here as Delilah like puts
Uh-huh.
on her knuckle duster. Um but yeah, and when they get down there, right now, Delilah's just like silently standing behind Celadonna, but menacingly.
I think if it's possible, I would like to use both my magic trick and strike fear talent to both like utilizes my own magical power and like enhance the fearsomeness that Delilah might display in this moment.
Absolutely, you can. Like
Rock his
you've
shit.
made both of you guys look like the most terrifying creatures known to man. Which rightly so.
I'm just wearing a
Um,
sensible trench coat.
it's like the shadows just like are perfectly placed to make you look more menacing than you normally are. Just as Celadonna manipulates those shadows. You all like both of you watch as he is like reading a book lackadaisically, stretched out on a couch downstairs. It looks to be some sort of medical journal. And as he hears that, he just like tilts his head and says, "Look, I understand why you have to be in my house. I am not complaining. If it gives my wife the peace of mind that she needs, it is not necessary."
And is this what you do when your wife handles everything in the house?
Well, she's supposed to help with that. You know, my mother always said that the lady of the house was supposed to be head of household. Uh, you get the feeling this guy is a jerk.
I am going to fuck him
Hmm.
up. Okay. I think Maeve like looks at him. And I think Celadonna, what is known of Delilah is that she is from the Hall family, which is pretty high
Mhm.
up in like the society. And she's the only like child of the Hall family. And
Yeah.
also owns her own business and like is kind of estranged from the Hall family.
Mhm.
So that's what you know of Delilah. I think
So So are you telling me that even though Celadonna doesn't necessarily know Delilah very well, she know enough to know that if Delilah um beats somebody up, she's not going to get in too much trouble?
She's not gonna get in too much trouble.
Yeah, great. She just steps aside, still looking terrifying, and just gives Delilah a look, which Delilah you will understand very clearly, to be like, you do what you need.
Well, I am quite certain that you like to hold on to what your mother taught you to believe. I, however, don't find much use in it, and I think that you are a small, spineless, cowardly man that hides behind, oh, this is Maeve's duty. She needs to be lady of the household. What do you do? What are you contributing? Not to Maeve, just as the greater whole. What is the point of you?
Well, if you happen to know, I am a doctor and I'm currently studying. And then he goes into a rambling of pseudoscience that at least the society has disproven as incredibly false.
I'm
Um,
going to, as Delilah is threatening him, I'm going to use magic trick to yank his book away from him and just tear it apart.
done, done. Yeah, absolutely. You just shred it like just like the book lover in me is cringing. But yes, you just shred and it's very much like you just hear the little cry come from him. And he just says, "Look, that was unnecessary. I get it. All right? Look, I don't know what you want. I just want the problem to stop."
You are the problem.
Eloquently put.
Did she tell you this is all my fault?
No, this is our observation. I tend to do that
I
as
don't
a private
allow
detective.
vagabonds in my house. I don't see what the problem is.
And what do you classify as a vagabond, sir?
Perfectly describes Liam.
Hmm.
Hmm. So, Ladon, how would you describe a vagabond?
I describe a vagabond as someone who relies on someone else to solve all of the problems without picking up a single shred of responsibility himself. Someone who is a lazy bone, good for nothing, two-bit idiot who doesn't really understand how good he's got.
Eloquently
And
put.
someone who, well, who is a leech in both the society and his own family.
And I think so. Is in this basement, Mary? Is there like a lot of furniture? And like this is this is his man cave. This is his
This is the
pathetic little
man
man cave.
Mhm.
Okay. Is there any like expensive looking vase or like
Oh yeah,
any?
everything down here is expensive, and it probably could have solved a lot of the debt issues.
I'm just gonna push off whatever it's on.
Finn, as you're talking to Liam, you see a wicked smile just cross his face. Oh, they're doing the work for me. As both Delilah and Celadonna are wrecking his shit, we're gonna move over to Father Segundo. You have prepared a beautiful meal in this amount of time. It's strange. It's almost like time is quicker in this kitchen. Like the actual time dilation has changed. Uh, as you're finishing up, you have uh, finished with the last pierogi. Everything is cooked. You're getting them all on serving trays. You see Maeve walk in, and she looks to be like a little sniffly. Um, as she just kind of like wipes it away and is just, "Can I help with this?"
You're welcome to help prepare if you would like. What would you like to do? Where do you feel most comfortable in the kitchen? Would you like me to bring you into what I'm doing right now and show
Oh,
you where I'm at?
yes, yes. That would
Perfect.
be.
I'm finishing some pierogies for, I believe, a friend of yours, of small stature, uh, with a great heart. No, possibly was in the study earlier.
Uh, I do consider my husband to be small of stature,
No,
but
no, not for your husband. I don't know if your husband will be joining us for dinner, although if he does, he is welcome to the food, as are all. No, I meant a smaller statured but big-hearted person with a lovely Brooklyn accent. You're not familiar?
there's just a blank look on her face. You can tell she doesn't have the sight, which is strange. Uh, at least in your experience,
Yeah.
uh, Vaesen only show themselves to people that they want to, and even then, it's not clear. And everything that you've seen, at least with Maeve's interactions, uh,
Mhm.
she recognized Liam's face perfectly. She, when she talked about him, she could occur every single detail, but she definitely does not have the sight.
Interesting. I don't mean to be confusing. My mind is all over the place. I have made some pierogies. I have made a French dish that I hope will be quite hearty. And I have this stew over here. I'm not really sure what the best sort of drink that is available might be to pair with this. Water, of course, but in case people want something a little bit more flavorful or festive, would you be able to be so kind as to provide me with a bit of guidance and perhaps show me where in this fine home of yours one may procure such things?
Yes, she'll show you over to um it's like a little bit of a closet um just to recap, you're asking for a what in particular? Because my
Something
brain
to drink.
went.
No, no stress. Yeah, just like it, other than water, like what's cool to pair with the food that I've prepared.
Absolutely. She pulls out some of uh the mead that they have made
Ooh,
the on the estate grounds, and says, I had a hand at helping with this.
tell me
It
all
should be
about
good by now.
I would love to know what did how did you that's so fascinating. I have no idea how meat is made. What did you do?
Oh, well, we had to uh, harvest some of the honey from some of the nearby beehives, and luckily, uh, Brienne was incredibly kind and taught me how to do it. I didn't want to trouble her any, um, but
Brienne.
after, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. I don't believe.
Oh, she's one of our tenants. She's got like a little family, or little, or I've been taught Irish terms. She's got like 7 kids, and uh, she taught me a lot of the ropes of how to do things here. I will be honest, I was woefully unprepared for the goings on of this.
All of us are unprepared before we do a thing for the first time. It's a great equalizer in life. Thank you for helping to prepare me here. This mead, I am sure, is delicious. A bit of honey. Perhaps we bring in a bit of milk. Make this the land of milk and honey for ourselves for tonight.
Yeah, that's Liam's favorite. And it's just like that mask just slips for a second, and then it just goes right back up.
I know what you are.
You seem to have you seem to have a real affinity for our friend Liam. I'd love to get to know Liam more. Could you tell me a bit about him?
Oh, well, after the famine, it's been really hard around here. Many people have moved, and well, Liam's been really down on his luck lately, and just needed a place to go. And quite frankly, although it is quite unladylike of me, I allowed him to stay in the stable house. And, well, he has the most lovely conversations and stories. And he's seen so much of Ireland and the way he talks about things. It's almost like you can see it.
See what?
Like in a dream. Every night I have the best dreams of of beautiful hillsides and water that sparkles as though there's sapphires in it. And this probably sounds wild, but of fairies and people frolicking and villages, fires going and laughing and camaraderie, and it's beautiful.
Doesn't sound wild at all to me. We live in a time of magic, a world made of love and beauty and terror and famine. So I would say the famine's name is England here.
Yes.
I I can see where your affinity for Liam comes from. If I
He
had such dreams after having such vivid conversations, I would want to have more of them as well.
he's he's a bit prickly, but I was always taught that most of the people that are the most standoffish are the ones that have been hurt the most. And well, it was only like about a month of him staying here, and he smiled and helped with things. And this is probably too much, but I it was nice. It was really nice.
Nothing too much about that. Did you thank him when he helped?
Yes, yes. I tried to, but he wouldn't accept it.
Really? Would not.
No, he would stop me mid sentence.
Interesting.
I couldn't even utter the words. Every time I got near it, he would just walk up to me, and she begins to flush a little bit, and he just put my fingers like up a finger up to my lips to stop me in that moment. And I've never understood why he's so against thanks, but
Next time you wish to thank him, may I offer a bit of advice? I don't want to overstep. Next time you wish to thank him, tell him it is good to know him. Don't say any more. Just say
okay.
it is good to know him. And perhaps the two of you can find an opportunity to connect in the way that you are describing that otherwise may elude you. Could you help me with these dishes? I would be
Yes.
very grateful and would be happy to thank you if you could help me bring all of this. I lack the hands,
Well,
and
thank you for
I'll take
preparing
the
such a
food.
lovely meal. We had to let the cook go, unfortunately. I've still been keeping up her stipend. Please don't tell my husband about this. But she only shows up on the days he's gone, which is about 5 days of the week, which I'm fine with. And she just starts jabbering on about her daily life, finding a comfort
Yeah.
in you.
I think as that goes on, listen as much as possible. When it seems there is a moment where some sort of reaction would be welcome, look for every opportunity to say, "Well, it doesn't sound like your husband does very much around here. Is there any additional assistance that you're getting from other people in the community? Has Liam helped you with anything while you've been? Does everything that I can do to point to like maybe focus on the people who are showing up and helping, and maybe it's okay that those who aren't or who are seeking to extract without giving anything in return don't need as much of your attention as the others. Um, think would take a lot of care helping to set things out, taking the lead that Maeve might give to being her home, right? Asking at each turn, is it okay that I put things here? Where would you like for us to sit? I think it'd be nice to put the drinks over there. What do you think? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Working diligently here to make room for Maeve to open up as much as she sees fit without coercion and also to create the most welcoming home environment for this meal together that we possibly can.
As you guys converse, setting everything up, getting dinner ready, um, she opens up about how thoroughly she is impressed with the little family that she's created here. And she takes a lot of pride in that uh, she started up doing family meals when she found out that it was hard for the tenant workers to get what they needed. She has made a lot of positive changes. While it's not the best situation due to how the government system works, she's tried to equalize it with everything she can, including using her trust fund. She probably had no idea of what treasures resided in the basement. She's alluded that she's not really allowed to go there. And goes on about how appreciative she is about Liam.
Mhm.
Um, and as this continues, Delilah and Celadonna, how much
Hi.
things did you destroy in the basement?
Oh, a good point. A good, like, anything we could, because at one point Delilah brought out her cane that she's been using, unsheathed. It's a sword. And I think she goes over to Dr. Bennett. You know, you seem to use your name to get out of a lot of things. Names aren't worth much to me, and I am gonna use my name to get out of this. And listen, she doesn't stab him, but she's gonna scare the piss out of him. She's gonna stab the sword like right so close into the danger zone, where he's like sitting on the couch. You are going to let Maeve go, or I will lose the good manners that my mother taught me.
Delilah, I don't think Maeve is the one who needs to go. Gosh, wow,
You
you did
make
whatever
an
you need
excellent point, Celadonna.
to.
I don't think Maeve is the one that needs to go. I think Maeve has done much more for here than you ever have, could, or have the capacity to do. Since you clearly need someone else to do things for you, I would be happy to show you out the door.
You see him like scurry to get his things and like ready to leave. He is scared beyond
Delilah's blocking the
reason.
exit.
Oh, okay.
Delilah's
Yes.
blocking. She has a sword and brass knuckles. You want to dance, tiny man? Like,
Yeah.
no.
I
Liam
think
and I are
Delilah's got it.
upstairs watching
Yeah.
this through like an illusion
Yeah,
with like a bowl of popcorn
absolutely.
between
Oh my
us.
god. I
Delilah's
think
normally so composed.
Delilah's got it, and I think at this point is when Celadonna like she's gonna like go upstairs to look for Liam actually with her little drink still in her hand. She's just been sipping that whiskey and watching this happen, but she's gonna step upstairs with still like branches in her hair to look for Liam, and will run into Finn. I imagine.
Yeah, you happen upon the scene of before television there was Fey magic, and
Mhm.
seeing in real time Delilah terrorizing that
And I
tiny man
think at this
downstairs.
point, I won't like describe it too detailed. She's kind of rocking his shit.
Great.
Like
Full support.
cartoonishly rocking his shit.
Love the fisticuffs. And he is not he has gone full like tries to throw a piddly punch.
I have a sword, bitch.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do?
he brought fists to a sword game. Anyway, but you see that all happening, Celadonna. Liam is enjoying himself, and
Mhm.
I will say everybody in the house, as like this wrong is slowly being righted, there is just an air of like relief.
Hmm.
I think I will look at Liam and just says, I think I think I have an answer to your question if you allow me to give you one. might not be the one you're looking for, but and she will like let her see her arm. I'm used to curses.
He gives a nod, very intrigued at what you'll say.
Well, I reckon the curse upon this house is. I reckon the name of the curse that's upon this house is. What's the doctor's first name?
Eli.
Eli. I reckon the name of the curse upon this house is Eli Bennett. As far as I can see it. Anyway.
Everyone feels that tattoo that was formed begin to rescind. The shadows around the house begin to fall. As Delilah has won this round of fisticuffs, Liam has a forlorn expression. As the tattoo's fully gone, there's nothing stopping you all from leaving. And
I'm not going anywhere until we've had a family meals together.
oh, all right. I guess so.
You're a
Very
welcome guest
where the
here, aren't
trick
you?
is. Yes, I am. I very much am. As the dinner bell rings and it can be heard throughout various rooms of the house, Dr. Bennett is a little bit out of sorts right now, so will not be joining for dinner.
No, I think first
Yes.
of all, I think Delilah calls up. Hey, Maeve, I think I left something in the steady. Could you go fetch it for me?
Oh my god.
So that I can drag out her battered fucking husband without her seeing. Delilah has kindness in her heart.
Yeah, you absolutely can do that sneakily. I'm not going to make you roll for it.
Yeah.
Everyone's in the dining room and not paying attention.
Right.
I think before. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's a very unceremonious out the door.
I was gonna say before we head to the dining room, I'm gonna stay behind for a moment with the fair Derek and ask him. Well, say Liam, what's next for you? What is it that you want? Truly.
Celadonna, as you watch the magic kind of rescind, it doesn't happen immediately, but your vision with the sight, as you ask, what do you want? You begin to see that shadow surround Liam. And the tattoo that you had start to appear back on his arm.
I think I'm gonna like just kind of pull him towards me a bit and say, I think she needs to find her own way and you need to find your own home. And perhaps those two paths could be connected. I'm not really sure how you found each other, but I think it's a fortunate thing that you did. I don't have much power in me, not like you. And like you said, you don't have much either, but what I do have is a deep root that I wish that one day would be reconnected to me. I would take this burden from you if you could stay and help her.
He shakes his head and says, you and the rest of you as he like gestures to Finn and Delilah dragging uh, Dr. Bennett behind her. You don't deserve that.
Oh, it's not something that I think I deserve or anything like that. It's just a gift.
And you see that like he's searching for some sort of lie, something to prove him wrong, that someone would be willing to give and take on the curse of being Frederick. And there is this moment where he just says, I can't I can't pass it on.
It will
And
be a gift for me as well, I swear. The farther I travel, the deeper I feel as though my connection with the earth can grow, and it's been something that I feel as though it's missing.
you see as there's a look of that true gift, that true selflessness. Uh, you solve the curse condition. That this true selflessness, but not only that, but he has been shown that he believes you. Frederick is not born; it is created. And you see like this curse begin to wash off of him, and you see the magic begin to swirl above as it kind of like tries to dart at Celadonna, it tries to dart at Finn, and then Delilah, and then even into the dining room at Father Segundo, and every person in this house. It tries to latch until it finds a worthy candidate. You see as Dr. Bennett begins to shift, the clothes turning to a bright crimson, a new cap placed on his head, wounds healed, and almost as though stepping foot in this household is causing immense pain. Delilah, you see him sprint in this new form and this new curse that he created himself out into the night.
I think Delilah walks back into the house, sort of back to being like, the very composed, sort of like monotone, all right, well, I rather think that that's dealt with.
You all are able to sit down to a nice meal, one that is not covered in curses or nightmares, and settle down for a good night's sleep. And that's where we're going to wrap it up for this evening.
Yeah.
That is all we have for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us for this game of Vaesen and the story of the Bennett Curse. I could not have told this amazing story without these incredible players. Real quick, I know we're a little bit over time and I want to be mindful of that. Let's do our round of outros. We are going to start with Ran, the breaker, as well as everyone else here is a breaker of curses. But you got the cheat code, the phrase you needed to actually alleviate the curse and not just move it to someone else.
That was completely by accident because she literally was not even trying to cheat. Anyway, hi, I have been Ran and I have been Celadonna Lasser Kile, and you can find me on social media as Birthday Inspiration on Blue Sky or Rhino Riddler on Instagram. You can also find me as the Lantern Keeper on startplaying.games. I will be on Sundays in the coming month in a AP set in the Wolf Among Us world. So be sure to check it out. Am I popcorning?
Yep, you can popcorn it to the
I
next person.
will popcorning it to my partner in knuckle dusting.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
What's up? I have been Lewis Wolf. You can find me on social media pretty much everywhere. It's Lewis W. I am a disabled artist / voice actor / podcast producer / a bunch of other things. Current projects I have now are Blood of the New World, upcoming audio drama, which is about largely Latin American folklore mythology that I help produce. Sister podcast to that is Myth of the Week, where Diego and I, the show's creator, talk about the different myths and folklore that will be in the show. We just released an episode yesterday. Yes, yesterday. I am also producer of All at Sea. Season 2 is going to be in production soonish. You will find me here again at the pub a couple more times this month before I go in maybe a month hibernation from APs. I doubt it though. I'll be back, and I am going to popcorn it over to Danny.
Hey everybody, I'm Danny. He, him played Father Varela Segundo SJ. He, they. I had a blast here tonight. Mary, thank you so much for having us at your table. This was lovely and wonderful. Yeah, you can find me, Danny R. Mendoza, everywhere internet is found. So any platform, just put in Danny R. Mendoza and you'll probably find me. Blue Sky's good though. Instagram, Threads, you hit me up on Discord. I have lots of stuff coming up. Most immediately, I'm doing Trad Wolves by M. Hubbard over at Logomancy Media, which we're filming tomorrow. I'm actually not positive if it'll be live tomorrow or not, but check their stuff out. I am the Orange Ranger at Solaris Voyagers, a Power Ranger AP over at Arclight Court every other Monday. The next one that we're doing it is this upcoming Monday, March 16th. I am also running most of the shows in M. Hubbard's sort of a larger scale game that's being released by Evil Hat called Rocket Club. We actually just started filming earlier today, although it's not going to be airing the stuff that I'm running until starting in April. But that's including here on the Pocket Dragon Pub. It's going to be over at Nerds with Dice also, and it's going to be at Pantsless Tables and at Streaming Rainbow, where I am in the leadership group as of this year. So follow me. There's a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of other casts I'm in, some stuff that I'm not allowed to announce yet. But yeah, I'll put it up there. And then I would love to popcorn it to my buddy, Austin.
Thank you, Danny. Hi, I have been Finn Whitty, and my real name is Austin, the diabetic DM, which is a real condition that I have, and I've marketed myself entirely based on it. I am the DM and showrunner for the show Stories Told Again. We just finished our very first season called Redrawn, about 4 outsiders learning to survive in a world where the bad guys sort of won centuries ago. Our second campaign, also known as Refried, is about us trying to keep a diner open during the apocalypse. And that is so fun. It's fantastic. It's on chicken legs, like Baba Yaga. I'm also going to be on the new Vampire the Masquerade series, known as Thy Tarnished Shadows, as Alex. What is my character's last name? I forget what my character's last name is. It's very late. I'm also going to be playing Silas Redder on the new 5e actual play called Out of Time. I also have many, many more things in the works, and I think I'm doing one more of these for FemGM month, and you'll also catch me in part 2 along with Danny Mendoza.
And
and Lewis.
And me
Sorry.
too.
Yeah. For Outgunned, for parent-teacher assassination, which should be happening at the end of this month as well. This was an absolute delight. You guys are all wonderful. Mary, thank you so much.
you guys made the magical story happen. I am so thankful for you as my players. Quick outro. Hi, I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. I have been the game master for this evening. And you can find me online at the Nerd on Wheels everywhere on social media. Coming up for me, Tuesdays, you can find me over on Sat Monkey Presents for a new game of Rotted Tropics, a Rotted Cape Second Bite game. It's a new RPG coming to Kickstarter in April that merges the superhero and zombie genre and makes them kiss. It's great. It's so fun. If you want to ever build, I will say it's one of the closest to like an actual comic book RPG I've ever played. Now, granted, I haven't played a lot of comic book RPGs, but it's so much fun. Go ahead and check that out on Tuesday nights. And then coming up, if you like what you see here, I am getting ready to run a full multi-season campaign of Vaesen over on Nerds with Dice, and we are still signing up players. It's not going to be up for much longer. So if you are interested, you like actual plays, go ahead and check that out on Nerds with Dice. I have it on my social media page as well. We would love to see if you guys are interested. But I think that is all we have for tonight. This game has been a charity game for the Pocket Dragon Pub's Femme GM month. We tonight have been supporting Autistic Women and Non-Binary Network, and we were able to raise $130 of our $200 goal, which is fantastic. Thank you guys so much for the donations. You helped the players out a ton and caused some mischief for me, which I'm always thankful for. We also have some amazing Femme GMs coming up for the rest of the month with more charities to support. So stick around. Coming up, there is so many fun games. For the full game schedule, you can check out socials for the Pocket Dragon Pub at Pocket Dragon Pub and subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch past broadcasts. Thank you guys all for watching. May your dice always roll hot, and please take your meds. Don't be like me. Remember your meds, and we'll see you all real soon.
Fuck.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.